I'm super excited to have you here because we've known each other for a long time, right, Louis?
Yeah, man. You were my first roommate. Were you
I
roommate?
was.
Was it me and Chet, or then you?
2004
Yeah,
is
that's
when I
before.
got to
Yeah,
the air station in Miami,
yeah,
and you were already there.
yeah,
And
yeah,
then I think somewhere around there, 2005, 2006, we lived together
yeah.
in Miami for a couple of years, and then I transferred out in 2008. But we have stayed connected through the years.
Absolutely.
And you are somebody that is perfect. When I thought about creating this training, I thought about anxiety because I remember what it's like to feel choked up when I hit the play button and it went 3, 2, 1, and I was like, and I would start talking and I would fumble over my words and then I would stop.
Yeah.
And then I would start it again and I would stop. And I'd start sweating and my heart was pounding and I'm like, what is wrong with me? There's nobody in the room. It's just me and a camera.
It's real.
Anxiety is real.
Absolutely.
And I'm not even a person, you know me, Louis, I don't have anxiety. I am like, I'm friendly. I am a nice person. I love conversating with people. I love socializing, going out with people. I love everything about being around people. But for some reason, when I hit that play button, I don't know what it was, Louis. It's like I couldn't explain it. And it prevented me from starting my YouTube channel for years because I knew I wanted to do something on YouTube because I knew I had value in my experiences to share with people. And there's no better platform on the planet to share your message than YouTube, right? There really isn't. People may argue Facebook or maybe even today TikTok because of the reach you can get. YouTube is probably, in my opinion, is the best place to be able to deliver succinct a message that is very impactful to people that people can find months and years down the road, right? Yeah. So if you could tell my viewers, because this eventually might go up on my YouTube channel, but tell my subscribers, the members inside this Facebook group, go ahead and introduce yourself, give a little backstory on yourself, where you're from, what you're doing, and then we'll roll into the anxiety.
All right. Awesome. Well, first, before I even get started about talking about me, I have to just tip my hat off to you, and say thank you first for inviting me into your community. It reminds me of, the movie Meet the Parents, the Circle of Trust.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
You spend a lot of time and resources and sacrifice, to build it. So to bring somebody into your circle, it is quite a statement, so I take that, it means a lot. I hold that with the highest regard, that you trust me enough to come in your circle and, and speak to your people. So thank you so much for trusting me in.
Absolutely, Louis. I'm gonna.
It's very humbling to be invited into somebody else's space, family, group, community, all of those things. So it means a lot. So I want to make sure I get that right off the bat before I even get started talking about myself.
Thanks, Louis.
No, absolutely. And one of the things I like to share, in preparation to deliver a talk, is to state my identity. And you will find, the people that are listening to this, you want to find the reason why this is important, especially in the topic of anxiety when you're about to present in public. It's important for you to remember. So I tell you who I am. I am a son. I am a brother. I am a father, a husband, a brother, and a friend. That's what I am. Before anything else, nobody can take that away from me. Maybe when I die, I won't be anything else, anymore, right? But right now, in the present, those are the things that I am. So since I'm grounded in that truth, I don't have to worry anymore about how am I going to look on camera, how am I going to sound, what are we going to say? No, I know who I am. I'm a son, a brother, a son, a husband, a father, a friend, and all those things. So I always remember that. So I want to share that with your people. That's who I am first. After that, right? After that main identity of mine, who am I after that? Well, like Jamar mentioned, me and him worked together. I was in the military. I served 20 years in the service. You can probably see, all the toys and all the little things back there.
Yeah, it's a beautiful shadow box. I got about three and a half more years, Louis. And I'll probably have one hanging next to this certificate here.
Yeah, also. So yeah, that's a shadow box that you get when you retire. So I served, 20 years in the military. 6 years of those six of those years were in the Army. I did a tour of combat in Iraq, and then the last 14 in the Coast Guard. So I retired as a chief petty officer. All that means is that I was fortunate enough to have a leadership position in that branch, and I led a lot of fabulous men and women from all walks of life. It was an amazing experience. Then after I retired, I became what was it? It's been so long. I retired in 2018. I went straight into corporate America, and I worked as a field service manager for a company that did IT support. It sold printers and all that. So I did that for a little bit, and then I did some other things. I was always a photographer. I always loved shooting, so I always did that on the side. And I was very involved with my church. I was, I still am, small group leader with the youth, and then also right now I also collaborate with an organization called Athletes in Action, which they bring the message of the faith to a bunch of different teams and whatnot. So I provide digital chapels to a sports team. Right now I'm pretty connected with the Miami Heat. We deliver chapels to the Miami Heat for every game. And then what else? I own my own business as a personal development coach. We have a course called the Mastermind Life, which is on Facebook. So I have my hands in a lot of things. I don't want to spend too much time into that. Right?
What I'll do is, Louis, is I will take your Facebook group if people are interested in the Mastermind Life and being part of that community. You can give me the link or whatever. I can place it in the description of this video.
Sure.
Because this video is going to stay here. So if people want to have access to Louis' Mastermind, you guys will be able to find it there.
Yeah, awesome. So I want to move off of that, because the intro, when you are, and Jamar knows, when you are, wanting to add value to people's lives, when you have a message, you don't want to stop. Like, you don't want to stop. You you discover your voice, and you're like, where else can I help? Like, who else can I speak to? How can I bring my message? I have something that could make somebody's life better. Let me bring that. So that's why, Jamar has a full-time job, and he's still out here spending long nights, and he's to deliver that message. That doesn't come from a heart that doesn't care, that doesn't want to give. And what's valuable about this is that each and every one of us were designed, to teach, to give, to help others climb the ladder of success, whatever success means to you. So that I want to make sure that I share that as well. So moving on. I guess we can start. You have some questions, because when you asked me to do this, I have a presentation that I gave at a university in Miami, St. Augustine University, to doctoral level students. And the presentation was a very long one. It was for a big crowd, and it was it was for mental resilience and self-confidence, which all students and most people experience, a lack of mental resilience or of self-confidence, which ties into anxiety.
Yes.
And so I have a long presentation here, but I want to be respectful of you people's time, because I have a lot of meat to dive into. But if you don't have the time, I want to make sure I can condense it so we can hit some very important points that will help your people and kind of break through that anxiety and those roadblocks that keep them from sharing their greatness.
Right. We can go as deep as you want to go, Louis.
Okay.
Because we're under no time constraints. You don't have to give every piece of it, but really hit on the strongest bullet points of your presentation, because I know you have an unbelievable story of how you dealt and how you came about realizing that you had an issue with anxiety.
Yep.
How it put you in the hospital.
Yep.
And then I want you to talk about how you combat it, but you can go into speaking about your bullet points. And then at the end, guys, he's even written a book. He's written a book on anxiety, and we can toss that. And again, that will go in the description of this video at the very end.
Okay, awesome. So I'll dive in right into a little bit of my backstory related to anxiety. So as I mentioned earlier, when I retired from the military, when you're in the military, you have a stable job and you have a very predictable schedule. even as crazy as it may seem, right, for people in the civilian sector, you get accustomed to it. You adapt to it, and it becomes your new normal. Our mind is so wonderful created that it can adapt to any circumstance. It adapts. Enough exposure and repetition, it adapts. So anyways, I broke out of that schedule, out of that routine, and went straight into corporate America because I was after money. I wanted to provide for my family. I wanted to keep a certain lifestyle. And I was like, what? As soon as I retire, I want to do photography and I want to, bring some money. So I went into this job, and then one day I was working out. I train, a few times a week. And after I finished training, I don't want to get into many details. It's in the book. I started training, and then I feel like a sharp pain, on my chest. I'm like, what is this? It felt weird. And then in a matter of seconds, like the chatter, and I want to, if you're listening to this, the chatter that happens, it is like light speed. What happened? Well, I'll share those details later. I start feeling the anxiety for the first time ever. I'm like, what is this? Because Jamar knows me. Same thing you were sharing earlier.
Yeah.
We don't know. I'm not anxious. I am like,
no.
People knew what to expect from Louis. It's like this, a steady ship. Happy, joyful, positive, and always on the go and willing to do whatever. But anyways, I start feeling the anxiety, and I sit on the couch, and my wife is she's preparing breakfast, and I sit down, and I'm like, I start feeling like a rush of blood everywhere, like tingling everywhere, and my head started humming, and I'm like, that's when I waved the white flag, and I still was pretty calm down, and I said to my wife, I don't feel good. You gotta call 911. And she's like, oh, because she knows that I'm typically, the steady guy. She's like, are you serious? You can go. We can drive you to the hospital. I'm like no, this doesn't feel right. And anyway, long story short, ended up in the ER, and I had my, what we call it, the come to Jesus moment. I was there, tears rolling down my eye because of this. I did not want to leave this world with all the gifts that I knew I had. I knew. I'm sure you know too, that you have a gift, that you have a talent, that you have something to share with humanity. I felt when I was in the hospital, I was like, if I were to die now, if this is it, I have, in my opinion, I have failed to my talents, to my gifts. Who was it? Is Les Brown that says that imagine if you had all your talents or your gifts, they're like ghosts and spirits. They're laying next to you in your deathbed, right? You're in the hospital, and they're sitting next to you saying, we came here to you. We came here to you so you can breathe life into us, and you have failed us. And all your dreams, all your visions right there on your deathbed, right there, looking at you. I had like that vision for myself. Like, man, if I go out like this, like I will consider my life a failure. Like, what did I do? Even though people that know me knew that, I've always been a giver. And there's a saying that goes that's been floating around. I'm not sure if you heard it before, that says, your 50% might look like somebody else's 100.
Right.
I knew, not to compare myself, but I knew that I have more to bring to life. Just like I'm sure if you're listening to this, there's more to you to bring. There's more to you to like. There's more to you. There's like the depth, of what we can share in life is infinite. The depth of it. So, anyways, I realized, you know what? I don't want to go like this. So I get better. I get well, and I all along I thought it wasn't anxiety. I didn't think it was anxiety. I thought it was like something happened to my heart. Until I went and got my heart checked and all that, and then I had another occurrence a couple of days later, and that's when I realized that it wasn't my heart, that it was anxiety. I took like a week off from work, and I told my regional manager, hey, listen, I'm still, not feeling right, because every day I felt like anxious. And then I was questioning myself about everything. I was not certain about anything anymore. When it came to me, when it came to my ability as a man, as a human being, as a brother, as a father, like everything was a big question mark. Everything. So I had another moment of anxiety. It wasn't full blown, I was just like started trembling, started feeling all the symptoms again. But it happened because I looked at my phone, my work phone, and started seeing all the text messages and emails that were waiting for me. And I've never gotten anxious about work before in my life. It was it was like that moment, that panic attack. In my book, I call it, you know, in the introduction, I call it, it was at the volcano. It was, you know, volcanoes, you know, as horrific as they are, you know, they are a necessary requirement for Mother Earth to cool.
Yeah.
If volcanoes do not explode, the Earth explodes, y'all. Okay. So just next time, I don't want to take all the time, Jamarcos. I can ramble.
I know you can.
Yeah, you know, because this is important. This is like it's important to share this with people, because I know how many people struggle with this. And you know, back to the analogy illustration of the volcano. If next time you see a volcano going off and you're like, oh man, you know, it's unfortunate. A lot of people lose their lives, stuff gets destroyed, but it's either that or the whole planet goes.
Right.
Much rather have a volcano, right, for the whole planet. Same thing happens with anxiety. Like, there is no such thing as overcoming anxiety forever. It is, and that's why I call my book Leveraging Anxiety.
Yes. Yeah.
Because anxiety will be there.
I have anxiety. It's just so small now when I put myself on camera and I make YouTube videos, or even if I'm doing public presentations or anything. Before, I didn't realize it was present.
Yeah.
Until I put myself in that position where it made me feel that anxiety and literally shut down in front of a camera. And this is 99% of people before they start creating YouTube content or any kind of video content. They shut down. Yep. You know Laura, dude. Laura doesn't want anything to do with a camera.
Yeah.
Nothing. She don't like cameras. My wife hates cameras. So, but what I'm trying to say is that I still have anxiety, but it's so small that I no longer feel it anymore.
Yeah.
I've lowered it down so much now that it's almost pushed out of my subconscious. Like, I don't even think about it anymore, even though it's still there.
Yeah. Yeah. No. And that's one of the points I wanted to make, is that nobody's immune to it. Nobody's immune to fear and anxiety. Nobody. So the first thing I want to share with your viewers and community is that you're not weird. You're not strange. No. You're not less than. You're not a weirdo. You're not a failure. You are human. Welcome to the club. Welcome to the club. You know, everybody has anxiety. Most people are not even aware.
Yeah.
As I started writing my book, right, I started going back into, you know, all the experiences I've had in life. Like, it was like the book was therapy for me. You know, I sought counseling as well. I talked to a social worker for a long time. Very helpful. But like, the book was my therapy. I started going back in my life, started realizing, holy crap, I had anxiety all along. I was just not aware of it. Not aware of it, you know? And the second point I want to share is that our intelligent design, you know, allows us, me and you, to experience the emotion of anxiety. You know, this is all I want to share. If I can hang up now and let people understand this is it. You said about strong bullet points. These are it. Is our intelligent design allows us to experience that anxiety as a warning that we're not believing in ourselves. As a warning. Like, if you're driving a car and your car all of a sudden gives you a low fuel, it's a warning. A warning telling you, yo, you know, you're not, we need gas. We need gas. We need gas. Now, what happens is that, what would happen if you were driving that car, then you put, you know, you cover the warning light. You're like, oh, you want, let me cover the gas tank, the indicator, let me cover it. You're going to eventually keep driving and run out of gas.
Yeah.
You need the warning sign. Anxiety is like, it's an uncomfortable. Warning sign.
It does not feel good.
Not at all. It doesn't, but it is a necessary warning system. You work on aircraft with me, right?
Yeah. You
have the warning panel, chip light. Oh, snap, something's going to happen. Let's figure out what it is.
Yeah.
And that's what anxiety is your warning light telling you you're not believing in yourself. So, you know, so folks, I want to impress this upon you. There must be something very important about our existence for us to have a built-in warning sign when we don't believe in ourselves.
Yeah.
How important must it be for you and me to believe in ourselves? Must be very important, must be crucial, must be imperative for us to believe in ourselves, that we have that reaction. Like, it was like I had shakes, I had elevated heart rate, You know, I had sometimes dizziness. I was like, all of that to smack your arm. It's like, yo, whatever chatter you're having in your mind, you got to stop it because you're not believing in yourself.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy that I love that analogy, because it's just your physical being telling you that, it's just alerting you that you have to, there are ways when you have an indication, right? Or you have a warning, you react to it, right? And how you react to it is incredibly important. Like if you react to it negatively, it's going to make it worse.
Yep.
But if you react to it in a certain way, you can actually lower the temperature. You can actually bring it down.
Yep.
And that reaction is, but it's like you said, like you may not know that you have it until something happens to you realize, whoa, there's my warning, right?
Yeah.
And I love the way that you said that, like not believing in yourself.
Yeah.
Remember, I told you like 95% of people, when I say, all right, you're going to do some digital and affiliate marketing, I said, video content is the best way to connect with your audience. Let's set up a YouTube channel. Most 95% of people are like, nope. Is there any other way that I can do affiliate marketing or digital marketing, whatever? I said, yeah, there's other ways. You can blog and, you know, you can do some other stuff. I said, but if you want the fastest path to connecting and building a brand and connecting with your audience that will resonate with you, right? You want to build brand authority, video content, there is no better way.
Yeah. And
most of them, now that you said that, I realize this now, is that most people just don't believe that they don't believe in themselves. They don't believe that they can put themselves on camera and deliver a message to somebody, even though it's through a camera, right? Even though you're delivering the message to another human being, but at the time you're filming, it's in front of a camera.
Yeah, correct.
So
no, and not believing in ourselves again. And I always bring this point when I have these talks, is that you're not alone. You gotta recognize that you're not alone. Everybody that has achieved any level of success in any industry started like at zero. What happens is you see, the end product. You see them at the end. You see them, at their peak. You don't see their failures. You don't see their mistakes. You don't see their anxiety. You don't see their the frustration, the depression. All that stuff that is necessary. There is necessary because Napoleon Hill says this. There is no such thing as something for nothing. Is that cause and effect? In order for you to achieve a level of success in any venture, there's something you have to give.
Yes.
There's something you have to give. And sometimes it might be, give that insecurity away and just jump. Like when you were talking about, I was listening to everything you were sharing with your community. It's invaluable advice. You just gotta jump.
Yeah.
You gotta jump. Just jump and trust that, you're not alone and
you're gonna be okay.
And you're gonna be okay. The byproduct of you overcoming your anxiety in one aspect, the byproduct of that is not that anxiety is going to go away forever. Is that now you're going to have the courage to try even harder for other things.
Yes.
It's
motivating.
Yeah.
It's momentum.
Yes.
I call it, I have other words for it, but it's just momentum. Even the smallest wins, right? Posting that first video when you didn't think you could do it.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah.
For most people, that's huge. And like I say, like baby step, like create a 15-second TikTok video. If you're afraid of turning the camera on yourself and creating a video, start there, right? Until you start building up the confidence to be able to do longer form content in front of a camera for YouTube. Yeah. And people think I've been doing this now since July of 2019. I've been putting myself on camera a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I've made over 100 YouTube videos.
Awesome.
I've created dozens and dozens of Facebook lives. I have over 400 or 500 TikTok videos now. Here's the thing. I didn't start as this person that was all comfortable on camera. I did not start here, Louis.
Yeah.
I did not like this. And I never thought that I would get this comfortable in front of the camera. But here's the thing. Over time, that momentum lowered my anxiety and allowed me to be able to be comfortable with myself in delivering a message that I know is going to help people. I know the knowledge that I have will help people.
Yeah.
And the way that I can deliver that message the fastest is with video content on social media.
Yeah.
Quickest way.
Yeah.
So,
and something I like to share with people in conversation about, understanding the value of their story, understanding the value of who they are. There's a guy called Ali Benazir. He's a MD. He's a graduate from Harvard with a magna cum laude in biology. Pretty smart guy. So,
pretty big brain.
Yeah, pretty big brain. Yeah, I know. Yeah, a lot of knowledge, a lot of numbers, and I think he has his own website called Happiness something. He's a coach. He's a speaker coach. Very knowledgeable guy. Well, he did a research to quantify, right, the possibilities of being born, the odds of being born. And I'm not going to go into the numbers. Just Google it. If you're watching this, Google, the odds of being born. And to sum it all up, the odds of being born are like practically zero. And now I spin that off a little bit, because when I read it, it made me realize that if our odds are practically zero of being born, that means that we are like a miracle. Now, you, Jamar, and your community, everybody's a miracle, meaning that the message that you have, the story, the gifts, the talents, the books, the stories, the services that you can provide that are like residing inside you, that will never, ever, 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 ever happen again in the history of humanity. Ever. And I say that to people to leverage that statistic, that if you don't do it, it's done.
Right.
It will never be seen again. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, if you let that limiting belief, conquer you, because it's going to be there. That's it. That gift that you have will never be seen again. Not your kids are not going to see it, not grandkids, nobody else is going to bring it. And that is of immense value to humanity.
Yeah, absolutely. The fact that I think people fail to realize that they can give so much more. And I'm gonna bring this a little bit full circle to what my group is about, right? It's about affiliate marketing. What is affiliate marketing? It's partnering with products and services, and promoting them for a commission. That's the general basis of it, right? You can do it from anywhere. Anybody can do it. There's there's a million different products out there, physical and digital products, that you can go and partner with, and you can represent and create content and drive traffic to help them solve, because ultimately what we're trying to do is solve a problem, right? So how does this relate to you giving more, right?
Yeah.
It's about giving value to people. When people feel like you're able to give value to them, they will buy things through you.
Yeah.
Every single time. How is it that Tony Robbins, right? He packs a room and there's 10,000 people, and he charges, right, top notch, because he is the best at what he does. Why is he able to get the amount of why is he able to set the ticket price that he does? Is because people know when they go in front of him, he is going to give them everything he has, and he is going to deliver them value. He is going to help them solve a problem.
Yep.
That's what we need to do as affiliate marketers or digital marketers. We're in this digital space. If we want to make more commissions, you need to deliver more value to your consumer, to your customer, to whoever your lead is, whether it may be health and wellness, right? If you're somebody who's maybe you're like a fitness coach, maybe you do keto stuff, and you want to partner with programs and promote them to people who are looking for that type of lifestyle. Figure out what type of value you can give to these people, whether it's your own personal time, it's a book maybe you'll write, maybe it's whatever it may be. Then you can connect them. When you build that relationship with that person, anything you recommend to them, they're probably going to buy through you because they know you, they like you, and they trust you, and they know you're not going to bullshit them, and you're not going to send them some crappy product. You're going to actually deliver the value, and they're going to be like, yes, I like you, and I like the value you bring. I'm going to try out the product that you recommend because I trust you. And then they go over and purchase a product, and you would earn a commission from that. Yeah. So not only are you a marketer, but you are somebody who is you have to look at it from the value side. It's never about the exchange of money, right? It's not about the commission. It is. And some people, when 99% of people on my TikTok lives are like, oh, when I do affiliate marketing, when can I see my first commission? When can I see a return? I said, if you think about the money first, you will never succeed with affiliate and digital marketing as a marketer. As an online marketer, if you can bring value to somebody's life, I cannot stress this enough. When you provide people with value for free and you enhance, right, you empower them to make a purchasing decision, that's when you'll get a commission. Yeah. That's when you'll actually start. So you have to help people first before you start to build an audience and, and start getting more consistent as you build your affiliate marketing business up, because I've been working on this for almost 2 years now. And I didn't make anything when I first started because I did not realize that it is not about the money. It's about helping people. Yeah. When I made that switch, Louis, dude, I made like $13,000 in 3 weeks. And I don't sit here and ever brag about the money I make, but that was an indicator that it's the value first. And I was not chasing the commission. I was trying to figure out, how can I help people? How can I was giving my personal time. I was providing trainings. I was creating YouTube videos specifically for what people were asking for. And that's when I started to see more wins. Right. Yeah. And my business started to grow. My YouTube channel started to grow. My Facebook group started to grow because I changed it from chasing, like, how do I get the next commission, to how can I provide value? Yeah. Right. How is my YouTube to almost 8,000? That's crazy to me. That's crazy.
That's amazing.
How is my Facebook group to almost 2,000 members, right? Who come in and out every single day. They come and consume content, right? Because that's what we do. We consume content that either entertains us or educates us, really. Yeah. That's what content is about. And how did I get there? I just got it by just providing very consistent value to people when they're looking for it, right? And that's why I created the group. That's why I have my YouTube channel. That's why I have my TikTok profile, because I get on there and I interact with people and I try to provide value to them.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
It's amazing.
Yeah. No, you hit on something about giving being the main driver. Tony Robbins, like, I've attended his courses. I've been to UPW. I've been to Day with Destiny. My wife's been to Business Mastery. Like, we've consumed all that content, and he always shares that, the secret to living is giving.
That's it.
That when Tony Robbins learned a lot from Napoleon Hill, so he ties back to what he says when Napoleon says there is no such thing as something for nothing. When you're giving, it is almost like universal law, right?
With no expectation.
Yeah, correct.
No expectation of a return.
Correct. There's something
just focused on giving.
Right. Yeah. Something will come back. It is almost like a byproduct, a cause and effect. You give to receive. There's seasons in life. There's summer, there's winter, there's fall, there's spring. All of these, they happen as a byproduct for certain things. Certain causes have certain effects. You give, you add value to people, eventually you will receive something in return. It happens to be that in our world, it is, financial gain. It's that exchange of energy.
Yes.
With that exchange, of a service for money is what we use right now to exchange. And a lot of times, the anxiety that people have and experience, when it comes to affiliate marketing or selling a product, is the idea of, like, I'm not a salesman. I'm not a salesperson. I don't sell. And let me, perhaps, give you an illustration that you're selling something since the moment you wake up.
Yeah.
You're selling yourself on ideas, on beliefs. You're selling other people on who you are, on who you are not. You're always selling. You're always trying to, portray something that you are, something you're not, whatever. We are selling machines. Human beings are selling machines. It's a matter of like, what are you gonna, when it comes to, a product or business, like what are you gonna put your energy, towards selling, or
Right.
giving product or whatever. So that there is nothing. Sometimes people, think that is a bad thing. Like, oh, I'm a salesperson. Like, yeah, if you look at it, you're selling something every day. Whether you're selling it on your wife or your kids, you're selling a story. Always, always, always selling.
Mm-hmm. No, it's funny that you put it that way, because I never really thought about that. You were trying to be somebody every single day, right? Everybody, when they wake up, has the chance to be somebody. Like you always have. And I love self-improvement is obviously a real thing, because we always have the potential every day to do great things, right? Mm-hmm. Every single day. And that's what I love about the Coast Guard, is that we wake up every single day and we go to work, not only to serve the American public, but to also believe that our mission is bigger than the individual, right? Our service to the American public cannot be done on our own. We do it collectively as a team, the military, right? We do it not only because it's our job, but because we believe in the mission.
Absolutely.
And every single day that we wake up, we do have the opportunity to be better than we were the day before. And how do we go about that? It's just, you can just make minor corrections, course corrections in your life. Can be literally in the course of 3 to 6 months, you can become a different person. Not necessarily selling to other people that you're a certain type of person, but I'm saying more of just like an individual.
Yeah, absolutely. I get you.
You can become who you aspire to be by making small changes in your life every single day, by waking up every day and saying, I will do better at this. I will do better at this. And it's very powerful to write things down. I've been doing this now for a couple of years. Writing things down is very powerful, especially if you keep it on you where you can look at it, whether it's scripture or whether it's your own personal notes, like today I will accomplish X, Y, and Z. Yeah. Accomplishing those things allows you to be better than you were the day before. And allows, again, I go back to momentum. Momentum is real, whether it's your own personal being, whether it's spiritual, whether it's your business, anything. As long as you're taking little steps to just being a little bit better than you were the day before, the potential is there. Everybody has the potential to be better than they were the day before. Yep. Everybody does.
Absolutely.
But how people struggle thinking that it's just who and where they want to be, or where they want their business to be 6 or 12 months from now. They struggle with the journey. They think it's just too far. It's too hard. I'm going to fail. And a lot of people do go into entrepreneurship or whatever with a failure mindset. Believe it or not, some people doubt themselves before they even get started. Yep. I've had lots of one-on-one messenger FaceTimes with many, many, many people from this community. And a lot of them doubt themselves before they even get started. Mm. It's amazing. To me, I understand the self-doubt, but how do we overcome that self-doubt? It's by little things. Like, it doesn't happen 2 days and 5 days. It happens over the course of a year, 2 years, 3 years. That transformation, it's like you just put yourself into a cocoon and you work on yourself. And then a year or two from then, when you come out, you're a butterfly, right? It's that, what do they call it? The metamorphosis, right? Yeah. It's that metamorphosis, but it's done with little things every single day. And I've been personally working on a lot of things in my life and for my business, little by little, just chipping away every single day. Like, how am I better? How can I be better? How can I be better? How can I serve my community more, right? Why am I even doing this masterclass? Yeah. It takes tons of my time to put together. I mean, my other masterclass had slides and I put together training. I bring it on. Why am I doing all of this? Because I know that the value I have to give will help people make those little minor corrections to help them in their entrepreneurial journey or wherever they're trying to go with their online business. That's why I put the work in. and I deliver the value to people. And hopefully there's a couple of people watching right now. Hopefully you guys have gotten value out of these masterclasses and understand that you guys can do the same thing that I'm doing. You can provide value to people every single day.
Yeah.
It only takes effort, right? Like it doesn't, and some people are like, where do I start? What do I do? I said, I don't know, just create value. Just try to figure out what your target customer needs and then deliver that to them on a consistent basis. Then you'll start to see growth in yourself and growth in your business.
Yeah. You mentioned something that goes along with Jim Rohn. Doesn't sure if you heard of him. He says that failure is, like bad habits repeated consistently over time.
Yeah.
But the same thing is like progress and success is like small habits consistently repeated over time. Sometimes we think that it takes like a big leap, sometimes it does, but for the most part, sometimes people gotta have, like they call it, I forget, in the book Think and Grow Rich, the author also talks about that some people achieve a big level of success because they had no other choice. They had no other choice in life, like the life depended on it. And that's the reason they were able to just leverage those circumstances. And it allows them to discover that their true selves. Some other folks, it's little steps over time, create success.
They say burn the boats, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes you go out, you just burn the boats because you have no other path but to succeed, right? You have no other path but to tread water and find land, right? You burn the boats, and then you have a set path, a set goal, and then you realize, okay, I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to do this. And then it helps to write these things down, right? So it's visual. It's not just like you thinking, okay, maybe I should do this today. You write it down, you make it intentional. Malachi, thanks for Malachi jumps into my lives all the time. Malachi, what's up, my man? He said, come with your seed, not your need.
Yeah,
you're a good dude, Malachi. He comes into my TikToks frequently at my lives and supports me, but also is part of the community. And I'm glad to have him here.
Good word right there. Come with your seed, not your need. Absolutely, dead on. Yeah,
that's it. Leap and grow your wings on the way down. I love it. Les Brown is amazing, right? Yep. There's time, right? As you're falling, you have time to figure things out, right?
Yeah.
It's not like it's not like immediate where you're like, everything is crumbling, like nothing is working for me. It's like, no. You can make things work one day at a time. Just focus on that and what your short, medium, and long-term goals are and work hard at them, and you will succeed over time. It's just, what is it? I can't remember the quote, but it's like success is inevitable as long as you're so focused, hyper-focused on what you're trying to accomplish. Like nobody can stop you. You become, what do you call that? You become like invincible almost.
Yeah,
nobody can stop your mission, your message. They can't stop you in what you're trying to achieve.
Yeah, no, I think success is an accumulation of failures. Meaning you try, and you keep trying, and you climb that ladder. You keep trying.
Fail forward.
Yeah, and you keep going, and so in reality, there's no such thing as failure. It's like an illusion, that we think failure is when you give up, when you just stop trying. You know what? I'm not gonna try X. If you think about, I always give an illustration on my phone. I have my phone here connected, and you look at the cell phone. If you were to ask somebody, back in 1800s, hey, was this thing possible? They will tell you no. In reality, it was possible back then. It just took somebody to think about it and try.
Right.
That's what it took. Somebody to think about it and try hard enough. And one of the practices that we can use, some of the practical things that you can do to overcome that anxiety or that limiting belief is like affirmations. Because the affirmations, it's not just blindly saying things, just without any emotion, without any emphasis. If you truly emotionalize, some powerful words to encourage you, you start educating your subconscious mind to not let certain things through, because thoughts are going to come from all over the place. I remember Dave Chappelle, one of his shows, they show like bubbles of people when they're thinking crazy things. If we all walked around with our bubbles, everybody go to jail and nothing will happen ever. And there were certain things you filter. You're like, no, I'm not entertaining this thought, because that anxiety that happens, when you're in front of the camera, it seems like it comes out of nowhere, but it's not out of nowhere. It is, internal belief, that this is going to fail, or whatever you have allowed yourself to make true in your mind.
Yeah.
And you got to face it.
The fear of being judged. Really.
Yeah. It's important to call it.
People are going to judge them.
Yeah. You got to, it's so invaluable, bro. So invaluable to call it out, to say, you know what? Fear of failing, or fear of looking like an idiot, or fear. And once you give it a title, once you voice it and get it out, then it no longer has that much power over you, because it's no longer a secret. It's out in the air. And now you can start like attacking it, knowing that it's never going to go away forever, ever. Because what happens is, then you start pushing yourself more. Then you try other things, bigger risk, bigger leaps. So it is to come to grips that if you want to achieve what you're able to achieve in life, and again, I always share this, that success means very different things to different people. Success to some people might mean, hey, I just want to, lose 10 pounds, or I just want to, have a happy marriage, or I just want to make $1 million, But if you're experiencing that anxiety, know that in your journey to become the master of it, not the slave, know that you're going to face it consistently as you continue to push forward, because we're not designed to just sit idle in life. Progress is part of our human DNA.
Yes.
It's progress,
But so many people stay idle, and they don't progress. They don't try to improve themselves, right? And then that's when a lot of those negative subconscious thoughts start to fester, right? When people aren't, maybe they're not getting a promotion, right? Maybe it's in their own, for their job, right? Or people aren't trying to better themselves. And like we saw this in the military, right, Louis? Yep. People who just sat with no motivation, right? Either because maybe they didn't think that they could lead, right? Right? They were afraid of getting put into a position where they were worried that they were not going to be able to lead people.
Yeah.
And I've seen this, right? And I'm on the other side now as an officer. So I see it. I've seen it from both sides, right? Absolutely. I've seen people who struggle with leadership.
Yeah.
And these people, they get comfortable. They get comfortable being comfortable instead of comfortable being uncomfortable, because true growth happens when you are when you're uncomfortably comfortable.
Yeah.
You live in uncomfortability, because that's where the most personal growth happens. When you sit in your bubble and you never deal with any of your anxieties or negative thoughts or subconscious, all this stuff that's going on, you just get comfortable. But it allows, everybody should be searching for some type of growth, whether, like you said, marriage, job. I mean, there's so many different things, like being a better father, whatever it may be. We can all do better, but it really just starts with taking those little, I keep saying it, little steps, man. It's like people make out a molehill, right? They make an anthill into a molehill, when really it's like, it's not as bad as it seems when you just put your foot down and say, I'm done with the limiting beliefs and the negative thoughts and all that stuff.
Yeah. I think that the sooner, if you're in this group, in Jamar's group, and you're, absorbing the content that he shares when it comes to affiliate marketing, know that you're already taking a step, because you're already part of it. That means that little step of even being part of his community and absorbing and consuming his content, that means that something inside you is lighting up, just like giving you a little message, like, oh, maybe we can do this. And I love, I'm a lover of scripture. It's like faith as small as a mustard seed. You might be getting just like, little blimps in your mind, like, oh, maybe I can do this. So if you're sticking around here, you stick around here long enough, eventually that mustard seed is going to, give fruit, into a big tree of confidence, and in my book, I share in one of the last, not the last pages, I share that fear, anxiety, you can almost kind of synonymous, but fear is the catalyst of courage. So if there's nobody, if you ever hear somebody that I am fearless, they're not human. That means they don't have courage.
Right, exactly.
That means they don't have courage. You cannot access, it is impossible to access courage without the fear, the seed of fear, because then it's not called courage anymore. It's called something else. There's not even a name for it. Whenever you apply courage, is because you have experienced something that scares you, that you're fearful of, and you dominate it. So when fear shows up, it might sound, it sounds easier said than done, but I want you to at least, listen to this. When fear shows up, that is fuel. That is the fuel, and all it needs is just that spark, that decision of you saying, you know what, F it, I'm going to try it. Little bit of courage, small seed of hope, of faith, bam. And then next thing you know, you're going to be on a rocket.
Yeah.
Just like Jamar.
That's what they call a breakthrough.
Yep.
When people have their breakthrough.
Yeah, you're going to be on a rocket.
Maybe in their personal life, their business, whatever it may be, they have breakthroughs. And those, like you said, it's a rocket ship, because when it happens, it's like mentally for you, monumental.
It's like a drug.
Yeah, it's like a drug, because you want more and more success. Like, how do people become so successful? They have breakthroughs, and it propels them to the moon, because they just want more and more and more success.
Yeah. I remember, once you start, having that courage, you start asking things. You start making requests. You're bold. You're not afraid of, sending an email to somebody, or sending a DM, or somebody in person, just asking them something. That's how I was able to get involved with the Miami Heat, doing digital chapels. I never thought I was going to be doing something like this, ever. When I met somebody that knew somebody, and I was shooting an event, and I asked, hey, I love what you guys do. It's like, what does it take to get involved with you guys? And they're like, and I want to share this, like, when you put yourself in camera, or you say something, but Jamar, you kind of mentioned this, you might be helping somebody that really was looking for exactly what you had to say.
Yes.
And that's
it's amazing. It's not going to hit everybody.
Correct.
Right? Some people it's going to miss.
Yeah.
But guess what? If you are consistent in delivering your message, it's going to hit on some people.
Yeah.
And it does. Wow. Right. Because now your words have the potential, and how you're delivering your message or your content, whatever it may be, has the potential to change people, to help people.
Yeah.
And it's crazy, because not everybody is going to receive your message the same way.
Yeah.
You got to be on the same wavelength, right? You got to deliver it a certain way that somebody's ready to receive it.
Yeah. And what happens is there's a scripture about the farmer. He's laying the seed down, and as he's laying the seed down, there's some seeds that falls on shallow soil. There's some seeds that fall on thorns. There's some seeds that that the crows, the birds take, right? And one of the important thing about this word of wisdom is that don't worry about the ones that the birds take away. Don't chase birds. Don't chase the ones that don't fall. Don't chase the ones that are not producing fruit. But the ones that fall, the ones that land on the right people, those are the ones that will produce fruit. But you're gonna have misses.
Yeah,
you're gonna have misses. But you gotta keep sowing seeds. You gotta keep trying. If you have not done a live video yet, in our group, in our mastermind group, we invite people to go live. One of the things that we share is, to share their dream. What's a passion they have, something they're passionate about. And it's funny, kind of the same thing you guys probably experienced. We share that. Say, hey, listen, like, what would you talk about confidently for 15 minutes without preparing? What would you do, man? And we had everybody share, man, a bunch of comments. I will talk about, women courage. We'll talk about, certain diseases. We'll talk about missions trips. We'll talk about a bunch of things. Everybody, And then after I copied everybody, copied their names. I put, okay, now that you share that, you will do this. like on the fly, you have a chance now.
Make the video and post it.
Yes, I said go live. This is a safe space. Post it. 3 people.
Yeah.
3 people. Only 3 people did it out of like, there was a couple hundreds.
Yeah.
You know, no crickets.
I know.
It's what you're saying. You know, it's
I know this is a fact. Yep.
Yeah. You know, it's fascinating, but it's worth the journey. It's worth the journey.
Yeah. It really is. And for people who are looking to do video content, you guys can reach out to me, right? I can let me be a resource to you guys and helping you guys if you guys are struggling with like maybe just creating TikTok content or YouTube. You're struggling with content creation, or you're struggling putting your message together, or defining what your journey actually is and where you're at in your online business journey. Just reach out to me, right? You guys can contact me via Facebook Messenger, and I will be a resource to anybody. I always tell people that, like, just message me. I always respond.
It's a good leader right there. It's a good leader. Available, being available.
Yeah.
If you know, you have kids, I have kids, you know, if you look at infants and how they learn to walk, they don't learn to walk by getting up. They learn to walk by falling.
Right.
So falling consistently and continuously to like get up and push off is what gives them the strength to start building those muscles to then start walking. It is not one and done. It is not one and done. So if you have the idea it's going to be one and done, you erase that. Erase that from your mind. Just look at kids. If you have infants, if you have cousins, you have brothers, sisters, friends, and you see them walking, it is because they have fallen enough and gotten up enough that now they can walk. You're gonna fall. It's okay.
Yeah.
You're gonna get back up. Keep filming. Keep sharing your brilliance. Share your brilliance. That's what we call it.
Just film another video, even though it sucked the first time.
Yeah.
You just do it. You just, like you said, just get up, to film, create content, share your message, share your journey, share your story. People will resonate with you eventually.
Yeah.
Right. As long as you're consistent in delivering your message, it will, like you said, it will hit on certain people and they'll subscribe. They'll join your Facebook group. They'll follow you on TikTok. They'll follow you to the ends of the earth. Some of these people, because they become loyal followers. Yeah. Because they believe, they trust that you're going to deliver that consistent message to them every single day.
Yeah. I just started my YouTube channel. So when you were sharing your class with your people, you know, I was like, oh, I'm taking some notes here because I've produced content a lot of Facebook lives, TikTok, you know, but I do have a vision, you know, for a YouTube channel, and I have all the content written down. I've already, you know, filmed. I have a schedule of like every week. All the content's already uploaded. It's going to release on its own every Monday. But I just recently started. Same thing. I was experiencing the same doubt. Like, how am I going to do this? You know, who's going to listen to it? And then I was able to kind of, you know, like find my niche of what is it that I am passionate about.
Malachi's with you. He just started his YouTube last week.
Congrats, brother. Congrats. There we go. Yeah. And let me know what it is, and I'll subscribe to it.
There you go, Malachi. Me too. You got 2 subscribers.
I'll subscribe and I'll support and I'll engage with your content, because I think when, you know, there is something very precious about doing life as a team. Nobody does anything alone. Nobody.
Right.
No self-made anything. You know, there's so many things out of our control that we need each other. So when you do this journey, you know, with a group of people, you know, it's awesome to be able to bounce off ideas, bounce off challenges with other like-minded people.
Exactly. So, that's why I created my community.
Awesome.
I wanted it to be a group of like-minded entrepreneurs all on the journey together, right? We can share ideas, what's working, not working, and people can just feel, you know, like you said, a safe space. They can ask questions and let the community answer them, so that they can continue on in their, you know, leveraging other people's experience to be able to continue on their journey.
Man, you're doing it right, bro. You're doing it well. You know, I honor you for creating the space for so many people, and I'm certain that it will continue to grow and more people will find value in what you're doing, because it's obviously because I know you personally, and also I'm glad that more people are getting to know you. You know, and
that's the relationships I have built over the last almost 2 years being in this, entrepreneurial, side hustle, affiliate marketing, digital marketing, I have made so many relationships with so many people that, I mean, all over the country, not only this country, but out of this country, people in the UK and Australia. And like, had I never started on this journey, I would never have connected with any of those people. And I'm blessed to know amazing human beings that are on the same journey as me, right?
Yeah.
They're doing the same thing. They're facing their fears. They're building their online business one day at a time. And I'm like, and I take inspiration from that too. Because I see some of them, I'm connected with some people. I mean, they're doing like big numbers, they're making like $50,000 a month type of stuff. And I'm like,
It's awesome.
Wow. I'm like, wow, that's what's up, but they're also serving a large community as well, because they've been doing this stuff for years. Yeah. So they've been serving. That's why they're at the level that they're at now, is because they have so much value to give now, so much experience. They've got such a large community of people that makes it easier to do affiliate marketing when you have a large ecosystem of people.
Yeah, right? Absolutely.
If you want to leave us with one thought, if you want to do one message to bring this in for a landing, to kind of wrap this up,
okay,
I'll give the floor to you, and then
okay, I will use a quote. I will quote somebody else's wisdom. Napoleon Hill, book Think and Grow Rich, in the first chapter, chapter of desire, he says on one of the pages, and I have it memorized because it's that valuable. This is back in 1937. Okay, this book was written or published in 1937 during the Great Depression. He says, "We have witnessed the end of an age and the birth of a new one. We need practical dreamers that are willing to put their dreams into action." That's in 1937. How is that similar to 2021?
Right.
Like dead on.
It's dead on. Yeah, dead especially on. After last year.
Yeah, dead on. It's a new age. Don't fight it. The world needs practical dreamers that are willing. That's the biggest word right there. Willing to put their dreams into action. Because without your dreams, the world will not become a better place. When people are following their dreams or living a life of purpose, when that's not happening, you experience what happened last year. You experience the riots, you experience all the hate, all that division happens because of that. But when you are living your purpose, and it might take you a while, but if you start, like Jamar was saying, that side hustle, and you start at least taking steps towards your purpose, like the world transforms. The world transforms. And those are the last thoughts I wanted to share with all of you. And I'm grateful for the time, grateful for the community you've built. And
awesome, man.
I'm humbled.
Please tell me you'll come back. You got to come back, man. In a couple months, I'll have you back on, and we'll do some more. We can do some mindset stuff. We can talk about whatever and anything. I know when you come on, you deliver. You brought the heat today. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
And of course, you're a brother. You're like a brother to me. We've known each other for a really, really long time.
Absolutely.
And I can't wait to make it to South Florida so we can come hang out.
Absolutely. Yes. In the meantime, we have this, and it feels like you're right here next to us. And we talked for about almost an hour. Could have kept going. That means to me, that says to me that we are like flowing in the same direction. There was no like rowing in opposite direction. We're all rowing the same direction, and that is harmony. Harmony is amazing.
Yeah, Malachi, he's giving you props. He's going to go live tonight for the first time.
Let's go, Malachi. Let's go.
Let's go,
bro. Let's go.
Anybody can do it, man.
Malachi,
anybody can do it.
You share right there. Listen, it's very important when people engage in somebody else's video. So I'm going to share something with you. Not sure if you heard earlier, but since you're going live today, right, for the first time, let me tell you this. There is nobody else in the world that can bring the message that you have like you.
You're
nobody else.
You're unique.
You're it, Malachi. You're it. Nobody else but you, bro. Nobody else. Nobody else.
Absolutely. if you guys want, after this video is posted, in the comments or in the description, I'm gonna put Louis has a Facebook group. If you guys want to go be part of that, I'm in there. I see you, Louis, and I see your posts, but I'm not posting because I'm busy with my own Facebook
bro,
group.
I know, bro. Yeah, you don't have to tell me anything. I know what you're at, bro. I know what you're
doing. But I am inside of your group, and I see some of your lives. I pop into your lives every now and then.
You do, absolutely. Yeah,
I do, because I love your message, and I love you share your value with people every single day, and I appreciate that. That's why if I have 5 minutes, I'll jump in, give you like a little hand emoji, or like a high five emoji, and I'll be like, hey, I see you, Louis. Thank you. I dip out, but I always try to spend a couple minutes listening to you. You always your words mean a lot to me, and your friendship means a lot to me. So I appreciate it. Until the next time, everybody. Peace out.
Peace out.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out, and I will see you guys on the next video. Masterclass is going to be with Daryl Gray Jr. Before I jump off here, Daryl Gray Jr. is going to be the masterclass Saturday morning. He's a 17-year-old. He's making $40,000 a month with affiliate marketing. He's still in high school, and he might as well be a 60-year-old man because he's more mature than 95% of the people that I've come across. Yeah. So he's going to do email marketing training. So email training, 10 a.m. this Saturday. You guys are not going to want to miss it. This kid is going to be, watch where this kid goes and how many people's lives he changes as a 17-year-old over the next couple of years. You guys are going to be really, many of you guys are already following Daryl on TikTok. He's got 200,000+ followers, and he just rocketed his YouTube channel to over 10,000 in less than 2 months. The kid is a superstar. I'm bringing him on Saturday to do some training, so don't miss it. Everybody, peace out.